This week on Coffin Fodder, stay away from the mirrors because we are talking Alex Garland's sci-fi horror, Annihilation.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
I like to dissect girls.
This is God.
We have such sights to show you.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
I see dead red.
Even in hell. Oh, yes. Oh, no tears, please.
Here's Johnny.
Hello and welcome to Coffin Fodder, your weekly horror podcast. I am your host, Mike Warby. And joining me as always is Coffin Father, Kyle Mickleborough.
That's me.
And Coffin Cousin, Brady Silger.
Fuck you.
Oh, we're swinging for the fences. We're swinging for the fences right off the hop this time.
Love it.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
Hello.
And this week on the show, we are talking Alex Garland's 2018 science fiction horror film, Annihilation.
Yeah, we are.
Which is very much, I think we've had a lot of sci-fi horror on the show.
It's my thing. That's my favorite.
I love sci-fi horror.
I love sci-fi horror.
But I think this is our third. I think I've at this point the 8 episodes. I think like three or four of them are sci-fi horror.
A lot of the ones for me are going to be that.
And I'm down with that. I love sci-fi horrors as much as the next Kyle.
Yeah.
But yeah, Annihilation. This is a movie that follows a team of scientists / soldiers who are sent into this area called the Shimmer. Mm-hmm. A meteor struck the Earth, and it is slowly causing this rippling out of this sort of energy zone that bends and breaks the rules of reality and science as we understand them. Essentially,
yeah,
that's the
it.
basic idea.
Yeah.
And because it's spreading, that's the thread of the movie.
Yeah.
Is like we need to
Mm-hmm.
figure out what this is, because if it just keeps spreading, we don't know how far it's going to spread or what it's going to do.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's clear quite early on. There's something unnatural about it. It's immediately. That's how the movie opens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very steamed ham situation. Aurora Borealis.
Annihilation at this time of the year. And this, Anyway, Simpsons again. If only we could just do the entire episode of Simpsons references, and then we would just all the heavy lifting would be done for us.
There you go.
Yeah, so I guess this is the second movie that was written and directed by Alex Garland. Mm-hmm. He wrote a ton of movies leading up to this and his other movies. I believe the first Alex Garland movie is Ex Machina, which is another great high sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
That was his first movie that he directed by himself.
Okay.
This is his follow-up to that.
Really?
So, yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And since then, he has gone on to...
Dread.
Men?
Yeah, he did Men. He did...
I believe he wrote Dread. I don't think he directed it.
Oh, he did wrote Dread. Yeah. Men was one other one.
Men was the third one, and then he did Civil War with Kirsten Dunst. And
I haven't seen either of those.
Yeah, they're worth watching. I mean, it seems like you like his work.
I like his stuff.
I would check him out. Civil War is kind of a wet fart.
Yeah.
But Men is really interesting.
Wet farts.
Yeah. And it depends on where they happen, really.
Mostly in my pants.
Yes.
Who else's pants were they beat?
Yeah, it's a surprise. Secret.
Oh boy. Anyway, with the basic plot setup out of the way, the movie opens with a cold open with Lena being interviewed.
Yeah.
Lena, this is Natalie Portman's character. The main character is played by Natalie Portman. Her name is Lena. She is being interviewed after the events of the film, suggesting that she's the only survivor, and that something really fucked up must have happened for them to be questioning her so intensely.
Yeah, and they're all in hazmat suits, and she's kind of isolated, and something's going on.
That's the point of the cold open, right? Is to create questions in people's brain,
Yeah.
so that they're thinking like, "What the fuck is going on with this shit?" Right? And I think it does that.
To go back to Sunshine, Benedict Wong is the one that's introduced.
That's right.
You caught that too.
That's right.
Yeah.
I noticed that too. The
I
guy.
just realized that. Oh, hey, that guy's familiar. I didn't even fucking put the two.
He's
together.
barely. I mean, it's easy to miss because he's
Yeah.
barely in it.
Yeah.
If I hadn't literally watched these back to back,
Right. Yeah.
I wouldn't have caught it.
Nice.
No fucking way
No,
would I have
me
caught
neither.
it. But because he's only in that like 2 scenes of the movie.
Yeah.
One at the beginning and one at the
And
end.
they're usually pretty short scenes. Like they're not.
Yeah, they're
long
not
scenes.
pivotal. They're like the least pivotal scenes of the movie.
Yeah, for
so.
sure. For sure.
For any Marvel fans, a lot of the cast from this movie are in Thor Ragnarok.
Tessa Thompson, yes, I noticed that.
Mm.
I did notice.
Natalie Portman, or in the Thor movies, I shouldn't
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in the Thor movies, Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson,
Good point.
Benedict Wong.
Yeah, good. That is a good point, actually. I am not a Marvel guy. I'm familiar. I'm familiar with what's going on in the Marvel stuff because it's like if you're a big like movie nerd and like pop culture nerd, it's kind of like it just kind of like penetrates your brain whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So then we flash back to the beginning as you usually do with a cold open, and Lena is shown to be a professor. She teaches at a university. She's a former soldier,
Yeah.
which is pivotal
Which is
because
pivotal.
combat is going to be important in this
Yeah.
movie. And her husband, Kane, played by Oscar Isaac, was sent on an operation into the same zone that she's going to go in this movie. She didn't know
No, it's
where he went, I don't think. She
No,
did not know.
No, in the beginning, it's them talking about his mission. He doesn't divulge any information about where he's going or what he's doing. It's left completely open, so it's clearly very classified information.
And that's how they met. I think the suggestion is that's how they met. They were both, because she was in military,
oh, right.
and he's
Yes.
still in the military.
Yes.
So she has since gone on
right.
to
And it should be,
lead a civilian life.
yes, she's a professor, and it should be noted she's a professor of biology.
Yes.
Very specifically, and that's important. And actually, this movie's based on a series of books. And in the books, they don't actually have names; they're just called by what they are. So she's not Lena; it's just biologist. She's the biologist.
And I actually read the first book, and I found very much like Bram Stoker's Dracula. I feel like this movie beats the living shit out of the book.
That would be I haven't read the book. I've read about the book, and that's kind of my understanding as well.
A lot of what happens in this movie does not happen in
Yeah,
the book.
and I think it's a much more thought-provoking movie as a self-contained one-off than it is as a trilogy.
It's very. This is from what I read. I didn't end up finishing it. I think I got about 2/3 of the way, maybe a little bit further. I got to the point where I got pretty far because I got to the point where Jennifer Jason Leigh's character dies, and she's the second last character.
Yeah, so that's almost.
Yeah, so I got pretty close to the end anyway.
Crazy.
And I was just so disappointed because it was so different.
Yes.
I mean, obviously I'm going in with a bias.
That's true. Yeah, and I think
Jeff Vandermeer is the name of the guy who wrote these books.
Okay.
But yeah, there's 3 of them.
yes,
And-
I don't think any of them probably pack the punch that just this movie alone does. And
No, but
someone who
I
has
would
done
have
it.
I would have loved to see what he would have done. I don't know what the other 2 books are about.
It carries on past this, but just looking at what they're about, I don't see how it adds more to the story.
Which is maybe
than-
why he only did the
right,
one.
than where he ends this movie, which I think it ends on a wonderful note.
Yeah, I think it is a great ending. Kane went on this secret mission. He's been gone for I think 2 years.
I think it's 12 months.
Oh, so it's been It's 1 year.
1 year.
So he's been gone for a year. Is presumed dead by everyone,
Yes.
and then he suddenly returns without any like announcement. He literally just shows up at her house
Yeah, and then
and walks into the house,
Right.
and she's like, "What in the fuck?"
Yeah, and he has no memory of where he's been.
You
what
can
he's
tell he
done.
doesn't know where he is.
Yeah.
He recognizes certain things. He recognizes her,
Right.
and then
Yes,
That's about it.
and that
then
is So that is like that's the inciting incident for the movie. We know he's missing, presumed dead, and then he just comes back randomly. He doesn't know why he's there.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how he got there.
Right. And
So
this
it's-
is some heavy scene. This is some heavy foreshadowing, I guess, or scene setting for the rest of the movie.
Yes,
This
it's-
is a big part of where the movie continues to go.
Once you
Yeah.
know how this movie ends, the start of the movie, it's one of those things where how they kind of
It goes full circle.
yeah, exactly.
Which is
Where it
interesting.
kind of ends the way it started.
I'll I'll jump a little further ahead, and I'm speaking about this as someone who's seen it multiple times, so I'm going to talk about the things I've noticed through multiple times. It goes full circle, but also there's many of the characters have a tattoo on their arm of the symbol of infinity, which is also represented as a snake, the Ouroboros snake, which eats its own tail, right? So there's that theme of continuousness already presented in the movie as well.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I actually didn't catch that either.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of cool things in this. I'll touch more on that later on too. But yeah.
Nifty.
So you're gonna bite your own tail on that.
I would love to bite my own tail. If I could, we wouldn't be doing it.
I was gonna say, this sounds like some innuendo.
It's not. I would. Yep.
Yeah. So Kane mysteriously reappears. He's sick. Also, that's part of what makes this pivotal. Is she
doing well.
She sees him and she tries to be like, oh my god, where the fuck were you? Blah blah blah. What's going on? She has been having an affair with somebody from the university. Yeah. Not super pivotal to the movie.
No.
But it shows that how much she thought he was dead.
It matters, and I'll only touch on it because it does sort of matter later on, but it does show that she is maybe not a real great person. And it matters in the sense that they're all broken people. So this is showing that Lena has some trauma and some shit to deal with.
That's a good point.
Later, because the whole crew that she ends up with, who explores in this movie, The Shimmer, all of them are shown to have some past trauma or mental issues or whatever that they have.
That's a good point. Yeah. Later on, one of the character who sort of introduces her to everybody says they do the classic Mean Girls or whatever movie you want to think of, where they kind of go, this person is like this, this person is like this. This person is like this.
Yeah, they spell out the characters for you so that you don't have to wonder what kind of people they are.
It's a classic screenwriting cliche, but
I'll forgive it.
The movie's good enough that I wasn't that worried about it.
Sorry, I hate to skip ahead a little bit, but when Lena's getting introduced to the other girls, Cass goes to the one girl, stop hating on everyone that comes in here.
Right. I believe she says that.
Josie Raddick, yeah.
Josie is Tessa Thompson.
Yes, that's a Tessa Thompson character. So, Kane is seen, while him and Lena are talking, while she's trying to find out what the fuck has been going on with him and where he's been, he sips from a glass of water and then blood is in the water.
Yeah.
He is there. She calls an ambulance. And then, but these secret government operatives kind of run them off the road and abduct them.
Yeah.
And then that's where she kind of starts to find out what his mission was, what's going on, because the Shimmer naturally is being kept a secret, because these are the people who are investigating it. They don't even know what the fuck it is, so they don't want to just tell the entire world.
Nothing to tell.
Yeah.
Except that there's this continually expanding zone.
Good news, everybody. There's an impending disaster.
Yeah.
And it keeps getting worse.
Right, and they're trying to study it. They're sending in soldiers, scientists, people who...
And nobody's ever come back.
Nobody comes back.
Until Kane, the Oscar Isaac character.
So that's why the movie's beginning, right? Is finally someone has come back out. But it's also, there's no communication in or out of the zone, so nobody knows what the fuck's going on in there.
Yeah. So that is his importance, and then her importance by extension, because she decides she wants to go in there and try and figure out what's going on, in hopes of saving him from what seems to be his impending death. But
and then we're introduced to there's a few other things, and then we're introduced to the crew, right? This next expedition
I'm not sure if she's even officially decided that she's going to go in yet.
She's talked to Dr. Venture, but she hasn't actually met anyone yet.
Yeah.
So, before she meets the crew, but she doesn't even know they're a crew.
But that's what I mean. I don't think when she meets them, she's decided for sure that she's going to go back. Yeah. She's going to go in. She ends up going in after meeting them. Yeah, Anya. Yeah, so she meets Anya first, and then Anya kind of gives her the Cliff's Notes versions of here's all the other important characters. Yeah. So
a lot of them are scientists, which I think is neat because they've expressed that they've sent in soldiers and scientists in this particular group, or maybe others, they don't really say it, I don't know that it matters, but in this group they have both. There are many soldiers who are scientists, or like the paramedic clearly has some training. She's probably a military paramedic.
Yeah,
right?
I wasn't assuming just like a regular, everyday paramedic.
They're like, double function because they don't know what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
So they know that there might be a physical threat, but it could be something much more than a physical threat.
It's a smart strategy, and it's interestingly, there is a lot of cross-pollination, I think, between this and Sunshine.
Probably. I could see it.
Like, the kind of super team of, like, here's the best people going into the scary situation.
Yeah.
But also, there's a lot of talk about God and nature,
that's a big part
the nature of existence.
Yes, they're both very existential.
Yeah, so you can see how the same guy may have written both of these films, because there's a lot of the same themes, very much a lot of the same themes, and also a very heavy scientific
tons, right?
basis, like a really you can see that. It's not like there's a lot of science fiction movies that are kind of just like, how do we make this idea?
It's not like some of the other movies we've watched where they just throw things at the board and then tell you that's the movie.
Yeah,
there's some thought put into this.
They're trying to
make it work.
They're trying to figure out how, if this was happening in real life, how would people interpret it? How would it be looked at by professionals, the government, whatever, right?
It speaks to just the pure skill at play here, because they think this through so that you're not focusing on the stupid shit. So that you're not thrown off by, well, that doesn't make sense. It gets that out of the way, it sets it up in such a way that it's background, and then it gives you the story it wants you to think about, not whether or not...
Okay, so, I mean, since Anya basically gives us the setup for all the characters, I might as well just piggyback off of her and tell you who each of these characters are. So Natalie Portman, of course, I piggyback almost anybody in this movie, but hey, even Oscar Isaac.
Actually, before...
Humana.
Yeah, come on. Actually, before you go off, I can't remember why or if it was talked about, that the main cast is all female. Not that it matters, but each one of these gals, and some of them are people I haven't seen before, they fucking deliver. God, did they do a good job. And like, some of them are huge. You know Natalie Portman's going to do a good job. The girl you mentioned,
Tessa Thompson, I recognized. I can't remember if Westworld was already out or what I had seen her in. She's also in Creed.
Yeah, she's done lots of stuff. She's good.
I like Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, and then the other gal, like, I can't remember, Jennifer.
Oh, Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Yeah, she's a big deal.
Holy fuck, yeah. So we have Anya who explains that she is an addict. It's your damaged goods crew. Your damaged goods crew.
But it's not just to throw away that they're damaged goods. It matters that they're.
No, it does because it
paves the way for the reasoning of why.
Yeah, why are these characters acting the way they are? It's pivotal to. It's good. It's good that she gives this explanation, because it's when you see these characters behaving in this way or that way later on.
It sets that tone.
She's kind of already set it up. So she says she's a former addict. She basically says to Lena, "What's your damage?"
Right.
Because essentially,
they know everybody there is kind of fucked up.
Well, because essentially what she says to her is, why would anyone go into the situation if they weren't kind of fucked up?
Yeah, because they have to know that they're probably not coming back.
Yeah, nobody's come back.
Are people that are willing to take that chance.
Yeah, willing to take the chance that whatever's in there is worth going in there for, because your life must not be going very well.
And that's it. Yeah, that's where I got from it. Like, they're willing to take that chance because they've got a lot less to lose, at least in their heads, and there's this desire to see something bigger than themselves, right?
Yeah.
To see what's in there, and it comes right back to, we've talked about Sunshine, the idea of a deity. I don't think this goes quite that far.
No, definitely not.
But it's a similar idea.
It's dealing with similar
bigger
things,
than themselves. And so they can, they want to
lost people looking for
something else,
looking for
something of any kind.
They're all scientists. The main crew that you follow, and all scientists want to do is find.
They want an answer.
They want an answer to what. The question is.
And that could be just an answer to themselves. They just need something to ground themselves. Anyway. That's
Right.
what yeah.
So Anya explains that her damage essentially is that she's an addict. Natalie Portman does not tell them about. I don't believe she tells them about Kane at first. She basically just kind of says, "I'm a biology professor. I'm curious."
She hides it.
She says to Venture, or I keep wanting to say Dr. Venture, but
Dr. Ventress, yeah.
That, like, I don't want them to know because it'll probably freak them out more. Like, I have something more of a stake in this than you do.
Mm-hmm. So, since you just mentioned Dr. Ventress, she is sick, and she's hoping that by going into the Shimmer, she may find something that cures her I believe it's terminal cancer. Yeah, terminal cancer of some kind. Then we have Tessa Thompson as Josie Reddick. She is a self-harmer. And then finally we have Cassie Shepard, who is she's mourning her daughter. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Her child has died. She had a daughter, and she's mourning her daughter. So that's her sort of like existential crisis that she's going through.
She's in grieving.
Where I mean, what's a lower place you could be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Than that.
Mm-hmm.
So
it
is also heavily implied, more so as the movie goes on, that Cassie and Anya are in a relationship together, or sort of
See, I didn't.
Even if it's not.
I didn't get that either.
Oh, that's why. I mean, that's why she's so upset that she dies, and she goes fucking crazy when she hears the bear and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't. It's never
put that together.
It's never outright stated.
I don't think you're wrong.
Do they maybe go into that in the book more than they do in the movie?
I can't recall. The book was. I read.
Certainly seem to care for each other more than the.
I just thought they were friends.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that, but I don't think that means
there's an implication that they are. Even if they're not in an official relationship,
they're snuggle partners.
That they've been, something's been going on with those two.
Snuggle partners for life.
Yeah. Inside joke that you guys will never know.
Snoochie boogies. Best buds for life.
That's essentially what that is.
Oh boy. Anyway, so that's our main crew. These are the characters we're going to be spending the entire movie with, essentially. Yep. So they do go into the Shimmer. I'm gonna go out on a limb and suggest that you guys probably haven't ever seen Stalker.
No.
I've played the game. Stalker.
That's the inspiration for the games. There was a movie. Okay, yeah. There was a movie. I think it's a 1979 movie by Andrei Tarkovsky. He is a Russian filmmaker, and he made a movie that's very similar to this. Nice. They call it The Zone.
Yeah.
I know about that.
I know from the game. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the closest approximation to what this is.
Yep.
For a lot of people who've probably played those games. Mm-hmm. Very similar idea. They go into this area. The rules of gravity, science.
Yeah, everything's messed up.
Things don't work properly in here.
Right. And there's some exposition at the beginning of the movie about biology and cells and expansion and a bunch of other things. And that plays heavily into this area.
Yes.
Can I interject? No. One thing that reminded me of Sunshine for this was the opening where you see the cells.
Yeah.
Like they're opening up, like they're building a body where we see the sun and the sunshine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was very reminiscent for me.
Absolutely.
And it was a really cool opening scene. There's a lot of parallels.
I think especially because we watched them back to back. I don't think I actually noticed how many parallels there were.
That's why I picked this movie. I had no idea they were made by the same people. But that is why I picked this movie.
Yeah,
Sunshine made me think of this.
It's super appropriate. Like it's really easy to understand how watching Sunshine you would think of Annihilation.
Absolutely.
Because and then of course turns out they're made by the same dude. Mm-hmm. So yeah. In any case, they go into the Shimmer, and then they lose. I believe there's a period of lost time.
Yeah. So they are all disoriented. Lena's the last one to come up and out of her tent. And she's informed that they seem to be missing about 3 to 4 days of rations, indicating that after they entered the Shimmer, none of them seem to remember any time between where we find them after they enter, and something's gone awry.
Certainly already where it's helping to explain that
where everybody else went. Why there's no... It explains why they don't have anything come out, because it could be that all the other expeditions have entered and just forgotten why they entered, who they are, what they're doing.
Well, but specifically, it explains... It tells you instantly why Kane came out
all messed up.
Because Kane was in there for they've only been there for a few
3
days, and they already are having memory loss.
Yeah.
They already don't know what the fuck they're doing, right? So helps to explain why Kane came out. And they're already having this, so that mystery is immediately dispelled.
Yeah.
I mean, the mystery itself still exists,
right?
But they're already experiencing what he experienced.
So you can see the similarities already between the expeditions. There's something happening.
Well, at this point, they still don't know if there's even a threat there, or if it's just
no, they don't.
Something in their head.
They know it's not because very quickly they notice. The biologist Lena notices that there's mutation in the plant life. And I think they talk about it almost like as if multiple flowers have merged into one single type.
Yes.
So that all the different plant life seems to come from the same genetic
Yes.
basis.
And this is like the slowest portion of the movie. As I mentioned, I was watching this with my kids and they were kind of like, Dad, when does the stuff happen?
It's a lot of heady stuff that really doesn't give much except, okay, what does that mean? Which is sweet to us.
Yeah.
To me, but to like a young person.
I enjoyed every minute of that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But if you were 10 or 12,
I would say shut it off.
You'd be like, what the fuck is going on, Dad? What is this? Literally, what are they talking about?
But that's a big deal, though, because that same idea is pervasive throughout the rest of the Shimmer, where things seem to be merged or
that's
similar.
That's what I think. What makes the Shimmer in particular interesting in this movie is that the rules of it are so murky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, any movie like this, any story like this, like Stalker or whatever,
give lots of
mystery. Or even Fallout or whatever, they're kind of doing the same thing. They're kind of being like, I don't know now we don't really know what the rules of reality are anymore, right? Things are changing around us so radically that we don't really know what to expect anymore, and that's probably the point, right?
That's it, yeah.
I felt it could have been a D&D campaign, like a really
it would work as well.
Homebrew D&D campaign.
It would totally work as well.
Can you do that with D&D?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like you can do science fiction and
you can do
D&D.
anything you want.
I've never been.
The same basic rule set. You do whatever you want.
Have a supermarket.
Yep.
And have employees.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I
thought you had to, and I thought it had to be a fantasy and exist in the world of the whatever.
No, you can homebrew everything. We could make a game of D&D of 3 podcast dudes fighting evil internet commenters.
Cool.
Right? You can do whatever you want.
First, they have to care enough to comment.
That's right. We just need one.
Yes.
We just need one.
One person who cares enough. In any case, so they have gone into the Shimmer. They have the memory loss. And then the alligator attacks, right?
Yep. Out into the interview room, I think, at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Before the alligator.
Is that pivotal?
There is.
Okay.
One thing in there that's quite pivotal. You can see a partially obscured tattoo on Lena's arm of what I talked about earlier, of the infinity symbol of the snake and the Ouroboros. So you can see this tattoo on her arm. As soon as it flashes back into the Shimmer, or flashes forward into the Shimmer, which is where we left them, you can see that there is no tattoo. And actually, Lena comments on having an injury of some sort on her forearm where we saw the tattoo in the interview. So either there is or was a tattoo there, and something in here.
Oh, so this is suggesting us that has changed.
Gone.
There are already elements of her that have changed.
And we know the interview is from after these events. So at the moment we see her in the movie in the Shimmer, she's got no tattoo. But after
foreshadowing for the fact that she is going to come out changed.
Yeah, it means something.
As much just like Kane did.
Yeah. I didn't get that at all. I know the ending. I just that didn't even click in my mind.
I've seen this multiple times and I missed it.
Fourth view.
Yeah. So what happens when the alligator attacks?
So they're in a boat. That's where it flashes to after the interview. It's them canoeing, I believe.
Okay.
And they come across an old boathouse, right? And so they're kind of just looking around and exploring, looking at the plant life and the wildlife.
And there's some suggestion that somebody died. That's what it is. There's a previous group that has come in there.
Yeah,
they realize that this is where some people kind of set up shop. One of the groups that they sent in.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, but I think even before that, as they're kind of exploring the area, that's where, and I can't remember who gets dragged, but something drags one of the.
It's Tessa Thompson's character,
right? Okay,
Josie
gets dragged into the boathouse by something.
Yeah, we don't see what it is.
No, but then that's when we find out it's an alligator.
Is there something fucked up with the alligator?
Yeah, of course.
His mouth is. It looks like a shark.
Yeah.
It has the rows of teeth like a shark, right?
Also, when they take the zoom in before they have the camera in there, you can see its like mouth has like a
It's like pulsating, right?
Yeah.
It's got like that, like a creature in mouth.
Yeah. And then Natalie Portman blows its fucking
really
head off.
Awesome, like the most ice cold Natalie Portman thing ever. She stares down this alligator, fires a shot to get its attention, and empties a clip into like an absolute badass.
It's fucking gnarly.
It's so
paramedic. She also. Like her gun misfires and she's like, "Oh shit!" and just drops her gun, which made me laugh. So like, I thought she was a military paramedic. You should be,
but she might not be as trained as some of the others.
I think that's it's fun. It is funny though because it flies in the face of what you'd expect. She's kind of the stereotypical. She's the stereotypical tough girl, and it's like, whoops. Whoops, she can't fire a gun.
Yeah, and then after they kill it, they open up the mouth, and Lena, of course, the biologist, notes that its teeth are concentric, I believe is the word she used, as in a row, as lines, which is like a shark's. And so more so they're seeing this merging of DNA.
Yeah, and sort of like you guys mentioned, the plant thing. They see that somebody points out that the plants, I think it's Josie, I think it's Tessa Thompson's character, who points out that this plant and this plant, whatever flower she sees or whatever, has aspects of two different.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's...
Which is then drilled home one more time with the alligator, that there's something on a cellular, biological level is happening.
Something is merging species of different... Things that should not be... are somehow coming to be.
They say crossbreeding early on,
right,
but it's not crossbreeding.
Yeah, they know, because it's right here, actually, they talk about it, because they said, well, could it be a crossbreed with a shark and an alligator? But Lena says, no, we can't crossbreed species.
And was Kane's base the boathouse, or is that a different place?
No, that's...
so that's where they go next.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, because my next note is they find Kane's base.
Yeah, that's right.
But you don't know it's Kane's base until they watch the video.
That's exactly what I have as the next thing.
Yeah.
So then from there, so that's given an intro to what a little bit more of the mystery, what to expect in this area.
Yeah.
But next they find Kane's base, who is again Oscar Isaac, Lena's husband.
Or husband.
Yeah, however you want to put it. And they realize it because they watched this video where Kane and his crew are there, and this guy is it Kane who cuts him open?
I think he lets Kane cut him open.
So they make this video where Kane cuts this guy's stomach open,
peels it back,
and then you can see that his intestines are moving. Yeah. Like their own sort of organism.
It's almost like a constricting snake.
Yeah, they're like slithering.
Yeah, like
his intestines.
But more of like a snake. Yeah.
Yeah, like something clearly that should not be happening.
Yeah, something's not right.
So that it's like clearly they also noticed this, and they were starting to go buggy enough that one of them decided, sure, cut my stomach open and let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on in my stomach.
And I don't know if it's in the video or sometime shortly after or shortly before, but they talk about, I think one of the soldiers says he can see his fingerprints moving. I don't know if that's Kane in the video. But he's talking about
later on. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Shortly after, I think.
But Anya also, like, after they watched the video, was like, oh, that was just a trickery of the light.
And they and at this point, Lena is still hiding and doesn't admit, and Ventress notes it, that
the guy in the video
Kane,
is Kane, who is her husband.
Exactly, and she comments very shortly after in some of the next scenes that it was probably wise that she didn't, because that would have freaked people out, right?
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
They find the dead soldier in the video who has
the one whose intestines were
and
he has grown into a fully formed organism of his own. It has many different facets.
Fungi and plants, and he's all grown out, and they know it's him further because they find the same knife in the pool that Kane used to cut him open.
Yes.
And that's what scares Tessa Thompson's character.
Yeah,
Josie.
It freaks out Josie. But the soldier that's dead in there, the fungi flower soldier, on his arm has the same tattoo as Lena does in the later parts. He also has the infinity tattoo on his left arm.
Neat.
I'm not sure what it's supposed to mean, but it's just cool to point out. I don't know really.
Could it maybe be that they were all in the same platoon?
That's
in
sort
the
of what
army?
That's
because
sort
they
of
were
what
all
I
army
thought.
like rangers.
Yeah, but I don't think all of them. I don't know if Kane is shown to have that tattoo.
Doesn't he have that's a similar tattoo on his chest? Because he's got like a snake-looking thing on his shoulder,
Yeah,
but it might not be the same tattoo.
I don't know if it is, and if it is, I didn't catch it.
Well, this is a movie I'm definitely rewatching. So.
It's worth a rewatch. Yeah.
You pointed out the snake things. I want to like nitpick every little snake.
Go back, because whatever you think of the ending, you'll have a different opinion.
It is a very interesting movie. But this is probably my favorite. The next thing that happens in the movie is probably
big blurb as
probably my favorite part of the movie. The bear. They stay in Kane's base and that becomes kind of their main
and they notice that
place for the rest of the movie until you get to the climax.
Right. They noticed that Kane's group had set up like a patrol area to protect themselves.
Yeah.
It was a fortified base.
Yeah, and so they figured they may as well do the same. That must mean there's a threat out there, or they were being chased by something, or stalked, or who knows. There's a threat out there.
And nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
So they wisely assume they should do the same thing.
Yeah. They think something's out there.
Is
they know something is out there, but they don't really know what it is, and it turns out to be what appears to be a bear.
Yeah, and it takes Cass.
Yeah, the bear attacks Cassie and ends up killing her, and then it ends up getting away?
Well, yeah, because it grabs Cass. It sneaks. Well, it doesn't sneak, really, but it breaks in and they can't see it because it's dark. It's in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So the bear gets through the fence and is able to sneak up on them.
Yeah, they see the hole in the fence, so they know something got in.
Right, but it sneaks up and grabs Cass and drags her away as she's screaming, help, help, help me, somebody help me, and drags her off, and they chase after it and give chase, but the bear has taken off into the forest and they lose sight of it, and then Cass goes silent, so they have to kind of give up their search.
Right, so this isn't actually the part I was thinking of. This is where the bear attacks.
This is the first
part. Yeah, the part I'm of course thinking of is where the bear comes back.
Yeah, the bear comes back.
So anyway, that's their first seeming fatality of the movie because so now they're down to 4.
They're down to 4, and they are losing their minds.
Well, in particular, Anya. And that leads to sort of the thing.
Addict.
Yeah. That leads to sort of the thing type situation where she has them all restrained.
Yeah.
And she's in control, and that's it reminds me so much
exactly.
It's a lot. It reminded me a lot like The Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see the payoff of that too.
So, is there something between where the bear comes back? Is there something I'm missing?
It's that scene. There might be, but it's small. There's maybe a bit of talk, but it moves very quickly. She's tied them all up.
Yeah, somehow she has basically approached them all while they're sleeping.
Yeah.
And taking them hostage one by one.
Yeah, because she's freaked out by the video, right? And I think at this point she knows that Kane is Lena's husband.
That's where I think. Oh yeah, that's why she doesn't trust her in particular. Because
she's gonna get tied up and gutted because everyone's losing their minds, so she preempts it and ties up the rest.
And she thinks that Lena is somehow involved more than she's letting on, which she is. But she still doesn't know any more of what's going on than anyone else. Really.
And so Lena's targeted by Anya. Anya wants to cut Lena open and see if her insides are moving.
Yeah,
and that's where Mr. Bear comes.
I was gonna say, like, when you first meet Anya, she keeps saying there's 2 theories. Like when you first meet her, there is either you go crazy and kill each other, or there's something else in here
that's killing them.
That's killing them. And when she has them all tied up, she goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna tie you guys up so you can't kill me.
Right.
I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah. Right, but that's where that leads back to, because she's still talking about Cassie, and she's very, very upset. She's like tearful when she's talking about her.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's where I think, like,
I feel like maybe the second time I watched it, I did pick up on that.
It feels like they never say it.
Yeah.
But the implication is she's way more bothered by Cassie's death.
I think more and more, I think you're right, and I think I did pick up that in one of the viewings, that there's definitely a relationship there.
Yeah, again, they don't spell it out, but it's implied
heavily
that they have a very close relationship, and that they may even have been intimate
Lovers,
in some way. Yeah.
Yeah. What I thought is they were just a team, like, already. Like, the three of them knew each other before Lena came on.
Maybe, I think.
It's possible. See, it's hard to 100% say because Anya's the next character to die.
Yeah.
So, if another character from that team had died, you could have seen how she reacted to that.
Yeah.
So the only character you get to see her reacting to is Cassie's death. But it really seems to be more personal.
It does. Yeah.
It seems to be like she's really bothered by this in a way, which is actually kind of funny because it's suggesting that she's keeping secrets of her own, which makes her kind of a hypocrite, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's shown that they all are keeping some secret or another.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess the bear comes back and it gets, and this time it gets Anya, and again that feels pivotal because it has Cassie's voice.
Yeah, right. It comes in and it's
and she
first thing you hear is somebody help. It's the voice. It's a voice very distorted, screaming, "Help me! Somebody help me!" And Anya picks up that it's Cass's voice and goes chasing out.
And that's actually what gives the others a chance to escape.
Right, because she goes and tries to find Cass
and
finds the bear.
That's part of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think she would have done that
had it just been anyone else.
Yeah,
because she clearly is emotionally charged, but is never shown to be someone who would these are professionals. She's not just some emotional woman. These are professional people.
Yeah, she is shown to be someone she's a capable, strong, leader. Capable.
Yeah.
But as soon as she hears Cassie's voice again,
suddenly
she's just like, "Oh my God, Cassie!"
She grabs her rifle and runs downstairs. With no thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I think that's another reason why I think there was some sort of
I think you're right.
I think if that is the case, I like it better that they don't have exposition on them in a relationship. That it's just maybe applied.
Well, because it feels more natural.
Yes.
People don't. People who are living. People don't walk around saying, "Hi, I am a person who has been sexually involved with this person."
Right. I thought they did.
People cope how they cope.
That's right.
And they're reserved, and they don't necessarily tell you literally everything that's going on in their life.
Kind of everything.
So the bear is not quite a bear, though. It comes around the corner, and you see it up close for the first time, and this thing is fucked. It's got a weird jaw.
Yeah.
It's got a skull. It's emaciated. It's missing its skin. When you get an even closer look at it, it has a human skull on the side of its head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only got one eye.
It's some amalgamation of multiple creatures, and now it has merged with Cassie, who it killed.
Yeah, and
which suggests that does anything really die in this place, or does it?
And it's when we talk about refraction, and the word refraction comes up a ton.
Yeah,
because it's you could put it also as an echo. So Cass's last moments, and I think they say it in the movie, Cass's last moments imprint onto the bear in the sense that it's just another example of the merging that happens, where it doesn't have to just be a life form, even though it is, but it's taken on that last moment of Cass in its voice. It's more than just replication and copying. It is absolutely a echo or a refraction or a reflection or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I got that too, because in certain games, creatures will mimic other characters' voices. This just felt like it was using the last thing it killed.
Absolutely. Or it just happened to take that on.
The suggestion to me is that nothing's it's another blurring of the lines.
Exactly.
Where Cassie, as far as we understand it, Cassie is dead. Mm-hmm. But elements of her live on in the thing that killed her, which means that she's still kind of alive, but just in a new form.
So they talk in the beginning of the film about cellular expansion and duplication, and how cells will continue to continue going. And I think even Ventress at one point says that aging is a fault in our genes.
Yes.
And if you could turn that off, right? So it sets this theme, and right back to the Ouroboros tattoos, it sets this theme of this continual cycle, I guess. So it could be such that Cass's cells are still replicating even though she's dead, which is actually shown many times in the film from The Shimmer, that it is continually replicating cells. And so she has become part of the bear in a very physical sense, more than just an echo or an imprint of her voice. She is quite physically merged.
Yeah, but then they find her body right after.
Yeah, but
her body's
her
all mangled,
body's just
too.
one thing, right? Her
Of course, no. That's what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying that you're wrong.
No, yeah,
I'm saying, but that is the next probably pivotal development.
Yeah, they find she's dead. Yeah, she's totally dead. She's gone.
But there may be elements of her that are still
That's
dead.
exactly it.
Yeah. So again, it's just another implication of like how the rules of how we understand the world to work, life and death, and gravity and mutations and
absolutely
all these different things.
And I think it's around this point where you start thinking, or at least for me, after multiple watches, where you start thinking like, in this zone, there isn't multiple life forms or multiple things. It's all just
everything's
one.
It's
just one.
All becoming one thing.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think to me that's a huge part of why I love this movie. It's so cool, such a cool thought.
Yeah, and that actually brings us really easily to the next probably pivotal thing, where the plant.
Yeah.
Josie finds they all find the plant.
They find the evacuated settlement.
They find all these people from again what seems to be another group that was sent in, and all these people have sort of turned into plants.
Yeah, it was a settlement, so there did used to be people there. But I think it's not clear if it's people that have turned into plants or if it's a merging of residual.
Josie actually says that it's because the DNA is
still
in the
there.
air, so it's just creating
so it's
human body structures out of plants.
So you could even say human skin is left behind in the form of dust. It's still in that zone, and in that zone everything is merging together, and it's human DNA merging with grass and flowers and plants, and giving it structure.
This is the foreshadowing for what she eventually decides to do, which is again another echo of Sunshine.
Exactly.
Where she's kind of like mesmerized by this, and then she decides she kind of just wanders off. Yeah, she kind of just wanders off and joins the Shimmer.
And actually, so she says something to Lena about the three of them that are left at that point. Lena, Josie, and Ventress.
Yeah.
Ventress wants to study it. Lena, you want to fight it. I don't want either.
Yes.
She walks off into the abyss, and you don't see her.
She's not fighting it or giving up. She's just becoming a part of it. She literally starts to grow flowers and plants out of her skin, which is also cool because she's a cutter.
Yeah.
And it's coming out of her wrist.
Yes.
It's like that.
So there's some cool shit in there, man.
So
there's
cool.
Some deep stuff.
Yeah.
Like
as if the way
it's
that
healing in a way, right?
Well, and I mean, I'm sure that's a metaphor, but also that that the Shimmer doesn't affect every organism the same way. Like they're all 5 human women, but it's reflecting them in different ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
That suggests that there's maybe a psychological component, or that it's reading them.
It's reflecting and refracting what they are.
Yeah,
so
again, what you've been saying, the refraction.
Idea, because each of them comes in
creating echoes of who you are.
Each of them comes in with a different broken part of their brain, and it reflects or refracts that back in its own way, right?
They kind of talked about it earlier on with all the other teams were mostly men, and there was no straight woman team. Which most of the women died.
Yeah, but most of the other teams died too.
All the other teams died except for Kane.
Yeah,
Kane is the only one who seemingly makes it out.
Yeah,
but it seems like there is something on with the way you think and the way you behave in the Shimmer. As where I think most soldiers would go in guns blazing, let's blow shit up.
Well, and it begs it puts the question forth of the effect of trauma on our own cellular structure or DNA, right? If it reflects, echoes, whatever you want to say, cellular structure, but it still seems to be able to pick up on those mental things. It's an interesting, I guess, side tangent of how that would affect us on our level. And you could see it, right? Mental trauma can affect us on a very physical level as humans.
And I think, what by the end, what you're kind of starting to see is like the elasticity of identity.
Absolutely.
That your identity changes based on what you experience. There's like a core element to you.
Yes.
But their identities are kind of like molding and changing based on
Yeah.
their experience,
100%.
and that changes. So like
That's the movie.
yeah, that it reminds me of this book I read called Man's Search for Meaning.
Yes, I've heard of that.
And that is sort of like what that book is about. It's written by a Holocaust survivor, and he talks about how you can cope with horror, like horrible things happening in your life, as long as they have meaning to you.
Yes.
If you can attach some sort of meaning to your suffering, then it's easier to process. And yeah, anyway,
No, you're on a really good tangent with that, because I think it plays a very pivotal point in this movie.
and these are all very damaged, broken characters
Yeah.
seeking meaning,
Right.
which is why they came in here in the first place, right?
And so if it's able to also show that, I think it puts forth that idea of what are we if not a collection of, the
Experiences,
the
really.
imprints made on us or that we've made on ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not mimicking, it's copying, and if it's copying all the parts of us that make us individuals.
It's interesting. It's such an interesting
It
idea.
is.
It's
Sorry,
so
not to skip forward, but
Yeah.
the mimicking thing,
Yeah.
that has to do with the
end.
in the end. Yeah.
We'll
Of
get
course,
there. Yeah,
of
we'll get
course.
there.
That's all going full circle.
Yeah.
right.
There's a shimmer of hope.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah. So I guess at this point, now we're just leaning. It's just Lena and Ventress.
Mm-hmm.
Ventress says, "I'm gonna go. I've got nothing to lose." Essentially, so she goes to the lighthouse, the place where the meteor hit, and she's hoping to find. She's looking for.
Whatever will fill the hole, so
Yeah.
to speak.
I won't take the bait. Well, the shimmer can DP you if if that's what you need.
I would love to be DP.
The shimmer can be DP'd.
Would be down.
But yeah, Ventress heads off to the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Lena decides to follow her because what else is she going to do
What
at
else
this
is she
point,
gonna
right?
do? Well, and they talk about it too. I think earlier before it was down to just a few of them that Lena believes, whether she's being honest or not, that the fastest way to get out would be to continue forward through to the coast and then follow the coast out.
Right.
So that's her motivation, or so she says. I think she's actually much more compelled, just like Ventress is, to get in there and see what is actually.
She's trying to logic. She's trying to logic her way out of this
I
fucked up
I believe
situation.
So as well. Yeah.
But she's also compelled, just like all the other characters,
Yeah,
to
they gotta
continue
find
and
out.
see what's going
They
on.
need an answer.
Yeah, so they both head to the lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
The lighthouse kind of gives us a lot of
Big.
sort of a lot of pivotal information because we see that Kane also made it to the lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Kane and Kane? That's the
Kane.
fucking
Twins, Basil.
Okay,
Twins.
so yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
It's pretty cool, man.
So we see that the video that she finds at the lighthouse is Kane, who is about to basically kill himself with a phosphorus grenade.
Yeah. And this
But-
is the lighthouse where, in the beginning of the film,
Yeah, where the
this
meteor
or
struck.
object has struck. Yes, this is the origin of the shimmer.
Yeah. So Kane is revealed to be he's being filmed by someone, and he's going to pull the pin on a phosphorus grenade
Yeah.
to sort of like destroy himself.
Yeah, when he's saying, I don't remember who I am. Was I you or were you me?
Yes, and then the guy who is filming turns out to also be Kane.
Kane.
Kane also talks about my skin feels liquid, my
That's
fingerprints
where it
are
is, yes.
moving.
Yeah.
That was where we get the second
That's right.
body. Oh, my skin's moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that there are two Kanes. One Kane commits suicide while the other one films it, and presumably that is the Kane who returned.
It is, and it's also, I believe at this point, and especially with what he's saying about his skin crawling, as if he's the one that's been in the shimmer for the longest, that the one we see burn up is
her husband.
Kane. It's Kane.
Yeah.
The other guy we see is the copy.
Another soldier who turned into Kane, or the Shimmer
I think it
created
was
another
the
Kane?
the shimmer created
It's
it.
the entity that we're about to meet has created.
Well, you also see the real Kane go down the hole with the video camera
Yes.
originally, and then you see him with
Then
the
he comes
phosphorus
back.
grenade,
Yeah.
and he's telling it like not a goodbye story. It's like
Yeah, and just to be clear, we're firmly in the ending here.
Yeah.
Just for
Yeah,
the
so
spoilers,
there's so much in the ending that
it's massive.
it feels like
Ventress-
sunshine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ventress basically, no, by all means. Ventress basically decides to join the Shimmer like Josie at this point. She's become so mesmerized by it, and she has no hope anyway.
No, she's not.
Like, what's she gonna do?
She's got nothing to lose.
Her best case scenario is she gets out of the Shimmer and dies of cancer. Mm-hmm. So
then Lena goes into the hole, man. She crawls down and finds Ventress, and we see Ventress from the front shot, and her face is all fucked up, right?
Yeah, you can't see her eyes. It looks like she's
got her
either
face
like
all fucked up, and she says, you know, whatever it is, it's inside me now, and she meant quite literally as she bursts into light and begins to pregnate.
It's a trip, man.
It's a trip.
This is not a movie. I mean, it either really is or really isn't a movie you want to watch while you're on drugs.
The first thing I said was, and I think I did the second time I watched it, I'm quite sure I was high because I knew what I was getting into. Watching that high was almost a life-altering experience. Some of the best music in a movie soundtrack
that is
ever.
Definitely worth noting.
God, is it good.
Especially
this one and the one that's next in the next scene is, oh man, it sticks in my head. Yeah.
I ended up writing it down because the music, I just love the wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's
that blew my mind.
I know. Yeah.
I was like, when I first heard it, I was like, are they playing music through the like?
It's synthesizer.
So there's names for these songs that I've looked up, and I don't remember which is first, but one of them, and I think it's the one that plays last. But it's a big score, so it could be. As Lena has observed Ventress burst into light, we see the entity that has crashed into this lighthouse. We know it is an entity of some sort. It is some kind of a thing. We see this being of light almost.
Lavos.
Yeah, exactly. It's Lavos. The music that's playing is called The Entity, which is, to me, is kind of cool little nod.
That is a cool
and I believe, to me, it's very much, I've always pictured it as like, that's the voice of the entity. That's its expression. That music is there for a reason, and it's sort of part of it. I don't know. I'm digging a little. Either
way.
Yeah,
either it's meant to communicate, or it's literally how it sounds.
That's kind of where
doesn't really matter which.
When Lena first looks into it, it's doing the.
Yeah.
And she's mesmerized.
That's
she doesn't realize the blood's coming out of her eye.
Yeah, that's why I kind of always took it like it was from the entity.
Even if that's not
the other.
Even if that's not what was literally happening, that's the implication. Absolutely. Is that this is meant to be an echo of what this thing is.
Absolutely.
Which is why, like, the closer you get to the end of the movie, the more they start to kind of do that. That weird,
that distortion. Right?
Yeah, that synthesizer sort of.
And it's so Lena's staring into this holy abyss of light, whatever she's seeing. And her blood comes out of her eye and goes into this hole of light, not a black hole, call it a big bright white hole. And it gives it shape.
So Ventress joins the Shimmer, and the Shimmer seems to both kill and also become Lena at the same time.
Yeah. Seems to kill Lena.
It kills Ventress.
Well, Ventress is done.
Well, because
it's mimicking Lena.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So it's like, when you, I guess what I was looking at is I was thinking, like, if you see something become you, don't you think it's trying to replace you?
I don't know.
Or do you think it's just trying to make a copy of you?
So
when you naturally feel threatened?
Here's where I went with it, that it was using the DNA
of course
from Lena and using that and taking that in as a means of expressing itself in a more whole way.
Right. I guess the reason I went to killing is because it seems like the entity made a copy of Kane, and then Kane killed himself.
There's tons of what is seemingly menacing behavior.
Yeah.
So I totally get where you're going with that. I kind of have always summed it up to more so that this thing is less intelligent than you might believe, and that it is just a living thing trying to find a means of expression. And that's where it's pulling from all the things.
It is just an instinctive entity.
Yeah, and
that's what it's called, the entity.
It doesn't have its own identity. It doesn't have its own form.
Which
it's borrowing from
is actually very interesting.
Because just like we borrow from the people around us and our outside.
But more specifically, the characters are seeking meaning.
Right.
by putting themselves in the situation.
Absolutely.
And then it turns out the entity itself is also
It's doing
seeking
the same thing.
It's just looking. It's just
Yeah.
trying to understand the
to
world.
understand itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And its
It
place
does
in the
so by-
universe.
yeah.
And that's
It does
that's
so
very
by
interesting.
looking at a reflection of
A
others,
refraction.
or
Yeah.
right, of others or itself.
So in the end, there is a copy of Lena,
Mm-hmm.
and Lena looks like she may be willing to join the Shimmer like the other characters.
Yeah.
But at the last minute, she kind of. You could read it either
So
way.
many ways.
You could
to
read
go
it
with
that
yeah.
she was actually thinking about joining the Shimmer,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of like changed her mind at the last minute, or you could read it that she tricked the entity. Because
I've always read it as she tricked the entity.
That's what I seen it as too.
yeah, so there's a second Lena, and then she is holding its hands, but then she puts a phosphorus grenade in its hands, just like what Cain used
Yeah.
to burn himself up.
And it's interesting to me too that it doesn't really take Lena's actual form until they touch.
Yeah.
It's just a faceless figure.
Yeah. Well, I think it has to probably touch
Yeah.
whoever, whatever. That's probably why the bear looks like that. Because maybe the entity was the bear the entire, or all that we out.
I don't know. I
I
wouldn't
like
go
to
that
think the
way.
entity was the friends we made along the way.
Me too. Yeah.
That's super wholesome. I like it.
I hate it here.
Anyway, as you said, Kyle, that takes us full circle
That's right.
back to the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's very interesting at the end, because even though we've seen what we think is the entity burn up, the Shimmer still exists, or it does,
I
right?
don't think it does because they're able
No,
to
it-
go in.
Yeah,
They
all
go
the
back,
wall
yeah.
comes down,
Yeah.
the shimmer comes down,
Yeah.
and all the crystals near the lighthouse burn to the ground.
Because it
okay,
reflects
fair enough.
the fire from the phosphorus grenade, so the whole thing burns up.
So then the idea is that possibly the Shimmer still lives on in them.
That's the idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Only as evidenced by their eyes, but also I think Lena calls out that Cain as being not the real Cain. So you already know Cain's not the real Cain. And
Yeah.
then they both have their shimmering eyes.
But the implication is also that, like, I think this is my read of the ending, again based on you saying it comes full circle, is that neither of them is really sure if they're who they were.
Right. They've now gone through this thing that completely alters them. Even if it was the real them, they would have
Yeah.
been so altered that are they the people they were before?
Yeah, so that's what, and I think it's both a metaphor and it's a fact.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like it's
Completely.
literal and it's metaphorical. So it's like once you've gone through a transformative experience, are
not
you
the same
still the
person,
person
yeah.
you were
Yeah.
or not?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
But
think that's
also-
exactly the question it's asking.
Yeah, but also, exactly. I mean, basically,
That's
it's
it, that's it,
it's the
yeah.
metaphor, but also it's true
It's both.
for them as
Yeah, they literally
It's a
are.
metaphor become reality.
Yeah.
Anyway, that takes us to the end of our conversation about Alex Garland's Annihilation.
Yeah.
Do we have any final thoughts? I'll go to you, Kyle, first. If you have any final thoughts on top of what of our all of our already like.
I think I've given my thoughts fairly thoroughly.
Yeah.
This, I believe, was my fourth time watching it, and I still feel like there's so much to analyze and digest.
Those are the best kinds of movies, though.
I love this fucking movie.
That
It's
you
so
watch
good.
and you keep finding
Yeah.
new things to notice and.
Well, and it puts a lot of interesting questions into your head about humanity, about individual, about identity, and I think those are
The nature of existence.
Yeah, and I think those are things that I think about, fairly consistently.
To be an animal and not
I
have to
guess.
think about any of this bullshit,
that's
right?
exactly it. So I think those are very thought-provoking questions. I think that most people should ask those questions of themselves, and I think this movie does a great job of getting us there. I love this movie. 2 bear skulls out of 1 plant life.
That's a perfect rating. That's a perfect rating for this movie in particular.
Yeah.
Brady,
Second
this
time.
is your first time?
First time watching it all the way through.
Oh, okay.
When I watched it when it came out, I didn't care for it. I turned it off. I thought it was boring.
That
Watching
was
it
the
all the
mood.
way through,
Yeah.
loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
I could not stop
Yeah.
watching it. Like, I wanted to go make dinner, and I was like, I'm gonna wait till after the movie.
Mesmerized by the shimmer.
Yeah.
Gorgeous movie, by the way.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Some of the scenes look a little too CG. in my opinion. But there that CG where it's not stay alive CG, where it was like it's not in
There's a
between.
lot of color effect.
It just looks too artificial.
It's too artificial,
yeah.
but at the same time, it's classy artificial.
Yeah,
it was done very well.
It's the prismatic effects that are done on purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
My rating is 1 out of 1.
Yeah.
I love this movie's breaking the ratings scale. It's like we don't even know how ratings work anymore.
We also go from G's to random.
It doesn't matter.
Random things anymore.
It doesn't matter.
That's what I did.
My feeling, I think it's I went with 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I
a
went.
good rating.
I don't think it's quite a perfect movie, but I think it's a very, very, very strong, very interesting film.
I wouldn't usually give a shit, but just for the sake of the discussion, what is the missing 0.5?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's kind of something you just feel out. Like I tend to rate things no matter what because I have a history of writing reviews.
That's you. Yeah.
Like I've written tons of game reviews, tons of movie reviews, all kinds of stuff. So I tend to, and that's for me. My experience with that is you feel it out.
Yeah.
I
can dig that.
Yeah. You don't really know exactly.
Yeah.
You kind of at the end of the day, I just
You know what perfect movies are for you, and this is close but not quite there.
Yeah, something is missing that is and it's hard to say with a film like this because it's so
there's so much going on.
Yeah, it's so existential and hard to pin down.
Very.
But it's hard to pin back, one might say. Anyway.
Pinbacker? I barely knew her.
Yeah, I think it's an incredible movie.
Yeah.
Like 9 out of 10 is still a great rating.
Oh, for sure.
So,
I was just curious.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's hard to define. It really is hard to define.
Think so
what
too.
makes almost perfect versus what's as perfect as can be, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that takes us to our very existential end.
Big deal movie.
To the conversation about Alex Garland's Annihilation. Okay, and that takes us to the end of our conversation about Alex. That takes us to the end of our conversation about Alex Garland's Annihilation, and we're on to our next pick, and it's going to be a Brady pick. Brady, what are we talking about next week?
Scanners.
Never seen it.
David Cronenberg's movie. Yeah, it's going to be a real explosive time.
It's a very police chasing movie.
Oh boy, can't
Police
wait.
scanner.
Yeah.
I get it.
Nifty. In any case,
cool.
Next week we'll be back with Scanners, so we will see you in
7 days.
And until then,
Keep your eyes open.
and we're out.